Serie A will be an interesting one to watch this season, as Napoli will be looking to defend their title. But in my opinion, there are very small chances that they will be as dominant as they were last season, and especially as consistent. Milan started well, and Inter as well, so we might be looking at a dramatic season in which the champion might not be known until the last few rounds. So let's take a look and see what we can expect from the 2023-2024 Serie A season. Napoli's triumphant season under Luciano Spalletti's guidance was a long time coming, especially after so many heartbreaks over the past decade. Their transformation in 2022, marked by the departure of club legends like Dries Mertens and Lorenzo Insigne, was a risk, but the synergy between Victor Osimhen and the newly acquired Vitor Kvaratskhelia proved golden, leading them to clinch the title with 5 matches remaining. Their emphatic 5-1 win over Juventus was a testament to their dominance. However, as we head into the new season, I feel Napoli faces several hurdles. The uncertainty surrounding Osimhen's contract is unsettling, and while retaining him and Kvaratskhelia is key, they must navigate substantial changes elsewhere. The exit of key defender Kim Min-jae to Bayern Munich is concerning. Spalletti's unexpected sabbatical and the subsequent appointment of Rudi Garcia leaves me skeptical. Garcia's recent absence from European football and his alignment with Napoli's spirit raises questions for me. Additionally, I can't help but wonder about the potential impact of losing sporting director Cristiano Giuntoli to their fierce rivals Juventus. And speaking of Juventus, I perceive their 22-23 season as nothing short of a disaster, contrasting starkly with Napoli's dream run. When talking about Juventus, they're a weird team. Facing allegations of false accounting and subsequently being penalised with a 10-point deduction was shocking, but deserved and expected. What would have been a spot in the Europa Conference League was dashed away by a UEFA ban, and with no European football this upcoming season, it's imperative for Juve to shake off the recent upheaval and contend for their first league title since 2020. Their decision to buy the American forward Timothy Weah seems like a promising move to amplify their attack. At just 23, I believe he's not just a quick fix, but a strategic long-term addition, and landing Giuntoli from Napoli could signal a shift in Juve's transfer tactics, aiming to reclaim their standing atop Italian football. I've noticed a growing sentiment among fans, pushing for a youthful focus, especially considering the rise of talents like Fabio Moretti, Nicolo Fagioli, and Samuel Illing Jr. So I'm curious to see whether Giuntoli and Max Allegri align with this vision. However, I can't ignore the prevalent feeling that Allegri's tactical approach seems outdated, as many, including me, think his style might be contributing to Juve's issues. Until there's a discernible shift in philosophy, I'm hesitant to believe that the fans will regain full confidence in the team's direction, especially with Allegri still at the helm. Seeing the Milan sides face off in a Champions League semi-final felt nostalgic, reminiscent of the days when both were deemed the cream of Europe. Before Napoli's recent success, the two Milanese giants traded Serie A crowns, though they couldn't quite keep up with the pace last season. This season, however, another team might be the surprise package, which we'll get to in a second. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. In my view, both teams are in a state of flux. Milan's addition of talents like Samuel Chukwueze, Christian Pulisic, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek shows intent, but I can't help but worry about their dip in form during their last title defense. The departure of Sandro Tonali to Newcastle does raise eyebrows, as do the significant changes upstairs, with Ricky Massara and Paolo Maldini, key architects of their 2022 title run, leaving. Antonio D'Ottavio, stepping into such large shoes, certainly has his job cut out for him. Based on their signings, I feel optimistic about Milan's direction. However, I'm somewhat apprehensive about Redbird Capital's Moneyball strategy. The thought of Milan possibly evolving into a trading club, like Borussia Dortmund, raises questions about their long-standing elite status in European football. As for Inter, their recent Champions League performance and league finish highlight their potential, and even though they lost crucial players like Andre Onana, Marcelo Brozovic, and Milan Skriniar, the additions of Marcus Thuram, Jan Sommer, Jan Cuadrado, and Davide Fratesi make me feel they're on the right track. However, I'm concerned about their financial constraints, as a lack of funds to truly reinforce the team, especially their failure to re-sign Romelu Lukaku, might hinder their ambitions this season. The role of dark horse for the Serie A this season would go to Lazio. While there may be concerns over at Roma, Lazio paints a contrasting picture, having emerged as Napoli's primary contenders in the previous season. Determined to maintain their trajectory, Lazio has been active in the transfer market, securing Argentine striker Tati Castellanos and midfielder Daichi Kamada from Frankfurt. Under the leadership of Maurizio Sarri, Lazio has clinched a Champions League berth. Although they aren't anticipated to be frontrunners in the competition, the experience is invaluable. they'll look to replicate Napoli's commendable performance from last year, especially if they find themselves near the top of the league table by the year's end. The team to watch in Italy this season is Atalanta. As it often happens, Atalanta were one of the best teams this summer when it comes to the transfer window. The Nerazzurri sold Rasmus Højlund for more than €70 million and Jeremy Boga to OG Nice for €18 million, but replaced them with players like El Bilal Touré from Almeria and Gianluca Scamacca from West Ham, winning the race against Inter that showed the financial strength of the Italian side, who can now compete with the big clubs. Atalanta ended up 5th in the league last year and will play European soccer again this season and have the potential to compete for top 4 this season in the league after the summer signings, also thanks to the work of the coach, Gian Piero Gasperini, who is one of the best when it comes to improving younger players on the roster. There are several players to watch this season in Serie A, as it's an interesting league, but the ones to watch out for the most are probably Christian Pulisic and Samuel Chukwueze. AC Milan made some big summer changes on and off the pitch. Club legend and former director Paolo Maldini left the team, and midfielder Sandro Tonali was sold to Newcastle for €70 million plus €5 million in add-ons. After Tonali left the Rossoneri, AC Milan signed 8 players, including Samuel Chukwueze from Villarreal for around €20 million plus add-ons. Chukwueze is considered one of the best talents around Europe and attracted the interest of multiple clubs, but AC Milan were able to bring him to the Italian league. The Nigerian winger should become the starter on the right in the 4-3-3 that coach Stefano Pioli decided to use starting from the pre-season tour. With Rafael Leao on the left and new signing USMNT star Christian Pulisic ready to come off the bench, AC Milan will have much more offensive options this year. Then we will add a few honourable mentions in the form of Eduardo Bove, brimming with youthful vigour, which rose to prominence during Roma's crucial Europa League semi-final clash against Bayer Leverkusen. With Roma battling for supremacy, Bove's grit and resilience became evident. His decisive strike in the first leg edged Roma ahead, ultimately paving their path to the Budapest final. At a mere 21, Bove's fiery spirit and adaptability on the pitch earmark him as a future star in the making. After catching the eye with standout displays for Empoli, Fabiano Parisi has now been snapped up by Fiorentina. Aged 22, Parisi has showcased an arsenal of technical prowess, seamlessly transitioning between offensive and defensive roles. With a flair for delivering precise crosses and an innate dribbling ability, Parisi is rapidly establishing himself as one of Serie A's brightest left-back prospects. His imprint on matches and defensive masterclasses solidify his position as a cornerstone for Fiorentina. Like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. Sassuolo's knack for discovering and honing emerging talent is epitomized in the rise of Armand Laurienté. The French sensation dazzled in his inaugural Serie A season, demonstrating remarkable dribbling finesse and inventiveness. Laurienté's adeptness at maneuvering past adversaries and setting up scoring opportunities has made him a gem for Sassuolo. Though he still seeks consistency, his boundless potential suggests he's one to watch in future seasons. In a tumultuous spell for Juventus, Samuel Illing Jr. emerged as a beacon of hope. The young English winger, injecting vitality both as a substitute and in pivotal games, showcased a tantalizing glimpse of his future trajectory. Embodying the essence of classic wingers, Illing Jr. rejuvenated Juventus with his rapidity, face-offs against defenders, and impeccable crossing ability. As he sharpens his skills further, he's fast becoming a player to keep tabs on. The upcoming Serie A season promises to be a very bumpy ride, with several contenders ready to challenge Napoli's title. Rudi Garcia's players will have a very tough job defending the title, and the season's outcome remains unknown, with title aspirations hanging in the balance. But one thing is certain, a roller coaster of emotions awaits, from edge-of-the-seat drama to euphoria and heartbreak. All that's left is for us to enjoy every moment of Italian football in this 2023-2024 season.